I love the original 3 Resident Evils. As you all may know, the first game is my favorite because I never shut up about it. But I also really enjoyed the original 2 and 3.
No! If we're gonna die, then we should get to choose when it happens.
However, the remake of 3 is usually the horse meme, you know, with the drawing. Now, it's not a bad game by any means, but in terms of Resident Evil remakes, especially the foundations that 1 and 2 have laid down, people went into 3 with high expectations since the original was one of the best titles in the franchise. Unfortunately, people didn't fuck with it as much as the original, but you know me, when it comes to Resident Evil, I like them all. I platinumed all of the single-player ones aside from 4. Jill wakes up in her apartment 3 months after the events of the first game, and after escaping Nemesis, I got my first trophy. We run into Brad, who pretty much immediately gets taken out by zombies. Brad doesn't really seem to give a fuck in the remake. In the original, he was absolutely terrified. After a light scuffle with Nemesis and getting saved by Carlos, we get another trophy. I gotta stop saying we. I get another trophy. You would if you were playing this game, assuming you haven't platinumed it already. I'm gonna keep narrating an old story just because I can. You go to the train station, you meet Mikhail and some UBCS operatives, and you go to start the train. So I bought the all-in game rewards unlock because I wanted to match my Roblox character, and what I didn't know is that it comes with 2 hip pouches, which I unfortunately grab every single playthrough, not realizing. But I also got 2 trophies, so that's something. After grabbing some gear, we head outside to the free roam section of the game, and I'll get another trophy for opening this little safe. We run into Nikolai, who serves as the game's antagonist. It's pretty apparent from your first interaction with him. I grabbed the 3 colored gems, which will be needed for a trophy puzzle later on, and I also got a trophy for breaking my first Charlie doll. After grabbing all 3 gems and using them on the little clock puzzle inside of the safe room, you'll get another trophy for doing so. Again, with the U, it's me, you know. You head to the power station to be able to fix the controls for the train/rail yard thingy. That disgusting moment wasn't for nothing, as I got a trophy for hitting 2 enemies with 1 shot. We flip the 4 switches while dodging spiders and finally turn the power on when Nemesis decides to return. Much like the original, when you defeat Nemesis in the free roam mode, he will drop an item that you could use. After a quick puzzle, train-related, you finally get the train controls online, and it's time to head back to the train station. Now we meet the remains of the UBCS that I mentioned earlier. Nikolai, being one of them, starts shit-talking us.
Why is she here?
That bitch.
While speaking to Carlos, Nemesis arrives in the train station, and we lead him away on a chase.
No!
Bitch, do the Batman thing!
After narrowly escaping Nemesis, we enter the sewer system. We spend some time gearing up in here before we encounter Nemesis once more. Nemesis chases Jill through a construction building, and at the end of the chase, she has to face him, earning us another trophy. After the fight with Nemesis, you end up in the city in a little mini free roam section once more. You get a really cool Easter egg reference to one of my favorite Resident Evil games. Well, really one of my favorite games, period.
RPD dispatch, this is 153. I'm trapped in North Garden with 3 civilians. West side, cafeteria, back of the kitchen. One of us is injured and immobilized. Please advise.
You head to Kendo's gun shop, the creator of the Samurai's Edge and good friend to Barry Burton. Kendo leaves a key for us so we can continue proceeding in the city. We get chased to a gas station where Carlos saves us, and after that, Jill gets on the train and hopes to escape, finally. During the train ride, Nemesis finds his way on board, killing everyone. Nikolai, being the little fucker that he is, locks us in with Nemesis. Mikhail dies. The fucking train crashes, okay? I don't know how to do voiceovers very good. Finally, after the train blows up, we're back to earning trophies on the video. After that, you get to play as Carlos in one of his 2 sections. He goes to the RPD department looking for Nathaniel Bard, the person in hiding. There we see the homie Marvin. Y'all remember him from the previous game as well as the original. He lets his guard down and is bitten by Brad, unfortunately, who is now a zombie. Marvin runs away to wait for Leon while we enter the police station after dealing with Brad. We also get a trophy for killing him. Carlos and Tyrell enter the police station and believe that Nathaniel Bard, the man they came looking for, is hiding in the STARS office. After some quick puzzles and exploring, we end up in the STARS office, which is apparently empty. After a Skype call with the man we're looking for, we get to explore the office and get some pretty cool references. Carlos gets a call that Jill's train has crashed. Oh, I almost fucked that up. Carlos leaves the RPD station to go find Jill, and we get a trophy. After that, we get to play as Jill once more. We return to Jill's section. She's recovering from the effects of the train crash before she realizes Nemesis... Ooh. Before she realizes Nemesis is still on her tail. Nemesis finds himself on fire, falls into the water, and after that we have to do a boss fight against his second stage. After running around and shooting Nemesis for some time, he eventually goes down.
On the red, this nigga's trying to do me, get smoked like that blood.
Carlos finds Jill, who is now infected with the virus. He takes her to the nearby hospital where Bard is supposed to be hiding. After Carlos lets Jill rest, it's time for his second section of the game. You explore the hospital, encountering monsters, and try to find Nathaniel Bard, who is hiding in a certain room. After quite a bit of backtracking and exploring the hospital, we eventually do find the room that Nathaniel Bard is hiding in. Unfortunately, it looks like somebody else got to him first. Luckily, it wasn't for nothing, as Carlos finds the vaccine for Jill's infection. After giving the vaccine to Jill, Tyrell arrives at the hospital. Carlos and Tyrell see that the city is about to be nuked on the TV. Before they could do anything about it, the hospital is attacked by a large horde of zombies. One large defense section later, you take care of all of the zombies and close all entrances to the hospital. Carlos's second and last section is coming to an end as you regain control of Jill once more. That's not very expensive. Well, I'm assuming this one you can't use for the Inferno. Jill explores. I got a trophy for grabbing all of the guns in the campaign. Just telling myself I don't need it. Oh shit, there we go, another trophy. Nice. And we head down to this secret lab to follow Carlos. After opening the door, I got a trophy for unlocking every lock in the game. We end up in a small warehouse section where we can see Nikolai, being the little bastard that he is, watching us. We try to take the little elevator up, it fucks up. We gotta find parts. After putting the parts in the elevator, Nikolai is nowhere to be found. It's in this very room that we regroup with Tyrell. Afterwards, we make our way deeper in the lab together. Unfortunately, this is the last we see of Tyrell as Nemesis catches the group off guard. Why am I saying the group? There's 2 of them. We find ourselves in the lab section of the game, which is usually the last part of a Resident Evil game, with a few exceptions. Jill is trying to find the vaccine so that the government won't need to nuke the city, but time is running out. Okay, this one's just unproportional as fuck. Ugh, this one's the worst one. Oh my gosh. So they get more fucked up? Or less fucked up? This one just looks like he'd be stupid because his fucking head is all
Okay, they all look like they'd be dumb.
The lab section is pretty short. You only need 2 ingredients and to bring them back to the big chamber room thing, whatever the fuck, incubator science thing. After successfully completing the vaccine, we get sneak attacked by Nemesis and need to escape. We enter a room which is very obviously a boss fight. Nemesis does show up. Nikolai does his best Scar impression as he steps on Jill's fingers and takes the vaccine for himself. After running around and fighting Nemesis for some time, Carlos shows up and helps us out. After dealing with Nemesis yet again, Jill continues her pursuit of Nikolai. We find Nikolai before we are interrupted by Nemesis once again in the final boss fight for him. Also, Carlos goes to chase Nikolai for the vaccine.
Look, just so you know, this is the last fucking time.
All you need to do is to shoot his little orbs while dodging his attacks and charge up the big gun that's behind you. After shooting him with this gun twice, he will die. And that got me one of the final trophies for this playthrough. Jill continues chasing Nikolai before he sneaks up on us after we found Carlos unconscious. Nikolai shoots the vaccine before getting into a mini fight with Carlos. We are then forced to shoot Nikolai, but my controller fucked up on me.
I shot. What the fuck? And that's a bullshit.
Carlos ends up fine. Jill and Carlos leave Nikolai behind to die in the nuke explosion. And there's no Barry. Where is he? He was supposed to be in the helicopter. He's supposed to be the one piloting it. What the fuck? And finally, after escaping the nuke, I got the last trophy for this playthrough. And that's the first playthrough done. Are y'all still here? Holy shit. Have a cookie. Okay, let's continue. So for the next playthrough, I had to beat the game without using a healing item. A normal person would have played on easy because not only do you regenerate health, but you have more supplies. Unfortunately, my dumbass chose normal. So pretty much every time I got hit, I had to reload a save. So it was during this playthrough that I was also prioritizing collecting what I could and reloading whenever I got hit. Unfortunately, during this playthrough, I made one mistake, with a few mistakes along the way. During the warehouse section near the end of the game, there's a trophy. You have to quickly complete the warehouse section in order to get this trophy. However, because I was rushing in an attempt to get it, I also missed a file and a Charlie doll.
See, if I didn't miss the one in the warehouse, the trophy would have popped right now. Fuck. Oh, he's beginning to believe. Ass moment. That was pretty good fucking practice for when I do it on Inferno, though.
After beating the game, I got the trophy for not healing at all, and it was time to do another run. I also decided to get some practice in as Carlos for the Inferno run. And in this run, I made sure to grab the 2 collectibles I missed in the warehouse. And because I was experienced with this, I also got the trophy for doing this section in under 5 minutes. Also, this was the no item box run, so I got the trophy for no item box as well as S rank and do the game in under 2 hours, all for one playthrough. That was pretty much it for all the other playthroughs, and now it was only the one remaining. This damn video is becoming more and more like the horse meme too, but I decided to do some extra gearing up before doing Inferno, just in case.
I said that I won't pull shit out if I don't have enough points for it, so... And I'm looking in the records, and I'm like, what can I do for more points?
After a few playthroughs of finishing all of the challenges that I could, I felt that I was ready enough for Inferno mode. I had enough points for some pretty good gear, and after finishing the game on Inferno within the time limit, I would get the platinum. Yes, I'm using 3 defense coins, and yes, I'm using the infinite RPG.
Okay, that was kind of fucking unfair. Holy fuck, I'm getting killed. I'm gonna die. No, I'm still fine. These defense coins are insane. Close the door on him.
Honestly, I'm just gonna do this for the video's sake.
Oh, what the fuck? Save right before.
I'm trying to do all of the single-player Resident Evils by myself, so that meant no teammate for Revelations.
Still. Bravo. I did it. The platinum. 2.5 hours. Holy shit.
And no teammate for 5. So I'm giving myself more slack with Resident Evil 3. Now all I need to do is 4. Also, we hit 300 subscribers, which is crazy. Hopefully we hit 500 this year, who knows. Thank you all so much, it means a lot to me. And I'll be back with a much better video the next time. Also, I'm working on a really big project that's Resident Evil related. I'll mention it more in the next video, but hint. Well, that was the hint, so okay, bye. Until we meet again in 4.